Hello, everyone. Welcome to my third episode of my Tom Petty Discography Ranking Series. This is the penultimate episode, so there'll be one more. That's where we're going to talk about all of the albums stacking up against each other, where the scores make them fall. So, be looking forward to that. I will be. And this time we're going to talk about the remaining albums from Tom Petty's studio discography, including Mudcrutch, his solo stuff, and the Heartbreakers albums that came out between 2000 and 2016. So, having said that, we're going to talk about The Last DJ first. Now, The Last DJ was ripped to pieces by the critics when it came out, which I always thought was completely unfair. I think that they were being overly sensitive or controlled by the entities that he was criticizing. A lot of them called him a bitter old man, out of touch, that kind of thing. And if anything, I think this album is more relevant now than it was when it came out. It is a tremendous album, and it's one of my favorites. So when I see a really low critical rating on that one, it makes me kind of sad. Having said that, this one ranks pretty high for me. So, as far as notable songs go, it's basically the whole album. 12 songs I feel like are notable to me on this one, starting with the beginning and ending with the end. The Last DJ is wonderful. All of the songs I feel like are wonderful. The album also rewards you with further listens as well. And it's a complete vision, if not a concept album, pretty close. My favorite song on the album is Have Love Will Travel. I think it's one of Tom's greatest compositions ever. So, having said that, I would give this album a 9.5, which is among the highest of the rankings I give to Tom Petty albums. There's 12 notable songs for me, which means it gives it a bonus of 3 points, not just the one, but the three, with a total score of 24.5. It's a really high score. I love The Last DJ. If you haven't listened to it, I hope you check it out and listen to it with the lens of where things have gone since that time. Now, his next album that we're going to talk about is Highway Companion. This was another album produced by Jeff Lynne, who produced Full Moon Fever and Into the Great Wide Open from that favorite time period of his discography. This is different than those two in the way he produces it. This is a more stripped back, laid back album. I think that's one of the reasons why it's not really a Heartbreakers album so much. But this is an album, when it first came out, I didn't love it as much as I have later. It's an album that rewards repeated listens. So, having said that, I would still give the album a 9. It's a solid album. 10 notable songs for me, 3 bonus points for a total of 22. If you haven't listened to Highway Companion, it is a great Highway Companion, especially after you've listened to it a few times. There's just something about rolling down those wide stretches of road and experiencing this music surrounding you while you're in the car. And yeah, great Highway Companion. The next album we're going to talk about is Mudcrutch. Now, I'm going to say right now, I don't think it's necessarily controversial. I don't love this album. I think it's okay. I do enjoy listening to it sometimes. There are 5 songs on here: Scare Easy, Shady Grove, Crystal River, Lover of the Bayou, and Bootleg Flyer that I enjoy. But as far as a complete listening experience, it's probably not my favorite. I love that he got to do this. He got to go back and make this music with some of the guys that had fallen by the wayside in the years, and that they could come together and heal those wounds together and create something beautiful. Having said that, I give the album a 7, just for my own personal listening experience. 5 notable songs, 1 point bonus because of the 5. And that gives it a score of 13. The next album is Mojo. Mojo is my least favorite album from this time period, and I'm going to tell you right now, I give it a 6.5. It has 5 notable songs for me, the best of which for me is Something Good Coming. This album, I have some nostalgia for it because it was the tour that I saw Tom Petty the first time with some friends of mine. Amazing show, but the notable part of the show was not these songs. Although Something Good Coming and Good Enough are definitely great songs. So having said that, 6.5, 5 notable songs, 1 bonus point. That gives it a 12.5 total. Next on our discography ranking is Hypnotic Eye, the last album by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I love this album. I think this is another album like Highway Companion that gets better with further listening. And it's, it's more more rocky, definitely more rocky than Highway Companion. Highway Companion is pretty mellow affair compared to this one. Um, but it's a tremendous album for the Heartbreakers to have gone out on. And I think there's 10 notable songs on this one. So pretty much the whole album there. And I give it a score of an 8.5. It's not as good as The Last DJ to me, or Highway Companion, but it's pretty high up there. And like I said, notable album to go on. Now, having said that, total score of 21.5, very solid ranking, which leads us to the last album from Tom Petty's studio discography, which is Mudcrutch 2. Now, I like Mudcrutch 2 a lot better than the first Mudcrutch album. It makes me lament the fact that he didn't get to do more of those. He had plans for more music, but unfortunately, he was taken from us. So, anyway, as far as albums to go out on, this is a great album to go out on. I think it has 10 notable songs, a lot of solid tracks. I think it's a more solid listening experience than the first Mudcrutch album, like I said. So I'd give it an 8. And with the 10 notable songs plus the notable album bonus of 3 points, gives us a 21. Very solid album to go out on. Now, having said that, I'm always, to this day, I'm still saddened that he went when he did. He had more plans. He had more music for all of us. More, I don't know, just more of that connection that he had to whatever musical gods you might want to call it. As far as artists who would be considered in their legacy phase, which I never felt that about Tom Petty, I felt like he was always striving to create more stuff and create beautiful work right up to the end. So anyway, considering for artists in their legacy phase, I don't feel like he ever really disappointed me. Even though I don't love Mojo that much, that album was really created for them to enjoy it, and that's a notable thing too. So anyway, anything I've kind of ranked lower in this one, it's not really because I think it's bad. It just doesn't speak to me as much, and that's all right. Tom Petty had a beautiful body of work. So having said that, that's the last of the ranking for now. Next episode, we're going to line it all up and see where the points fall and what it actually means for the Roberts ratings. So, thank you for tuning in, and come find me the next time. It'll be soon.